All right, looks like we're live. Today is kind of a unscheduled, weird Thursday. Thursday? Is it Thursday? I never stream on Thursday. This is weird for me. Today is today? Yeah, it's Thursday, January 16th. So usually I go climbing today. But one of my friends was not in town and the other one hurt his hand. And so I was like, I guess I'll go for a run instead of climbing. So I did that. But then partway through my run, I realized like there was this big, ominous, dark cloud coming southwards in the southerly direction. I don't know. It was coming from the north, towards the south. And I was like, I don't really want to get rained on, so I decided to run back home. And I had plenty of time, so I figured I'd stream. Hey, what's up, Toddy? How's it going? Welcome back, welcome back. But yeah, we're going to be doing day 22 of Advent of Code. We're getting close to the end. I hear 22 is really hard though, so that's why I kind of set aside a couple hours to work on it today. We'll go through that. Before we get started with that though, we'll go over everything that I've done in open source since last stream, which I believe the last stream that I worked on, not Advent of Code, we were working on adding types to pre-commit, and I finished that a little bit. There were a couple other things I needed to do off screen, off camera, but ended up finishing this monstrous pull request, which adds type support to pre-commit. So that's pretty cool. Merged that. Noticed that Pylint has added pre-commit support directly, which is pretty cool. But I cleaned up their configuration. This probably, I don't know where this keeps getting copy pasted from, but someone keeps copying and pasting this string, and I don't know why. And like none of the other keys in their YAML file are quoted, but it's the types key is quoted. So I don't know where they're getting this from, but presumably somewhere. But fix that and remove the stuff that was default. So I must have copy pasted this from somewhere too. Everyone's copy and pasting. I don't know, but I fixed that up. Added some features to PyUpgrade. The new, kind of important / interesting feature is import removal. Not that one. This one. So there's a couple classes of imports that can be automatically removed in Python 3 that don't really do anything. One of them is from IO import open, because it's the default open function. From 6.moves import map. There's a couple of others in 6.moves that also are now just their plain built-ins are the same functionality, so you can remove those imports. And Python Future adds a bunch of imports from the built-ins module, and obviously the built-ins module is, well, built in Python 3, so you don't need that anymore either. But now PyUpgrade knows how to remove those, including the star import for built-ins, which apparently Futurize Stage 2 sometimes does that. I have a whole nother rant about Python Future, but we're not going to go into that today. Then I did some other manual cleanup of Python 2 stuff. Mostly split it up into a bunch of different commits, so like some encode, decode, f strings, some regex stuff, some unused Ruby code, ordered dict I got rid of. I got rid of my string coursing functions. I got rid of makedir_p and replaced it with os.makeDirs, which is standard library in 3.4, 3.3, somewhere around there. Removed my no-op context. I can now use exit stack instead. Unrelated key cleanup. I did some keyword-only arguments. I deleted some Python 2 specific test code and some Python 3 specific test code. What did I do in this one? Oh, I just did some unrelated cleanup. Mostly just combining some stuff, a few more f strings, some minor refactors, and some type changes. Let's see. Oh, I made blacken docs, blackify doc strings. It turns out I didn't actually need to change any code for this. It just kind of worked already, which makes sense. Like the regex that goes over Markdown files and RST files also happens to match in Python files, so I didn't really need to do anything for that, so that was pretty cool. Really just added this to the files regex so it gets matched automatically. Added some tests for it just to validate that it, or just to demonstrate that it works. That was cool. Added some documentation to pre-commit around Docker. Didn't really change anything there. I moved a class in pre-commit so there weren't circular imports anymore. And I also made like a very, very small change so that the shebang in pre-commit's GitHook script never ends up being Python 2, because if it's Python 2, you get a syntax error. Found this, I'm glad I fixed this before I released, because it would have broken basically everyone that wasn't in a virtual environment. Which I guess isn't that many people, but it's still like pretty problematic. So fixed that. I also did a bunch of stuff on Flake 8, but that's not super interesting. But yeah, let's jump into day 22 of Advent of Code. Yeah, I've heard today is going to be pretty nuts, so hopefully it's not too hard. It's not going to be into code because it's an even day, so we'll get ready here. Sarcastic Dante says, "What is this sneaky stream?" Right? Yeah, I never stream on this day. I just felt like streaming, so I mean, don't complain. You get what you get. But yeah, let's hop into day 22. The Slam Shuffle. Oh boy, card shuffling. Sounds good. There isn't much to do while you wait for the droids to repair your ship. At least you're drifting in the right direction. You decide to practice a new card shuffle you've been working on. Digging through the ship's storage, you find a deck of space cards. Space cards! Just like any deck of space cards, there are 10,007 cards in the deck. Obviously, you know, always 10,007 cards. Numbered 0 through 10,007. The deck must be new. They're still in factory order, which with 0 on the bottom, then 1, then 2, all the way to 1,006 on the top. Cool. You have been practicing 3 different techniques that you use while shuffling. Suppose you have a deck of only 10 cards, numbered 0 through 9. To deal into new stack. Deal into... oh. Okay, so that's one of the techniques, is deal into new stack. Create a new stack of cards by dealing the top card of the deck onto the top of the new stack repeatedly until you run out of cards. This is a flip operation. Yeah, okay. So this is a flip operation. Cool. I should also copy my puzzle input so we can see what we're supposed to do. Oh boy. Okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Someone told me this problem was hard. This doesn't look so hard. It looks like we're just gonna be doing some parsing. Let's see. Let's just do the parsing already. For line in s.split lines. Sarcastic Gandhi says, well, I'm gonna get some sleep. I'm gonna sleep some more before work. Have fun with code. Well, thanks for stopping by. I'll see you around. We'll stream it on Saturday, which I'm gonna be working on syntax highlighting. Finally. Oh, I'm using Nano today. I should probably be using Babby, like a true me. Maybe I'll switch to Babby in a second. Let's see. I'll be drunk on Saturday. Perfect. That sounds exactly what I need. Let's see. Deal with increment, deal into new, and cut. Let's call them increment, new, and cut. What am I doing? Parse. And recursive chat says new hair. Who dis? Yeah, I got a haircut. It was getting a bit much, and so I was like, you know, I'm just gonna get a haircut. So I went to the haircut place and they cut my hair. The end. Actually, it took forever to get a haircut. It was super busy on Sunday for some reason. Like usually I go there and it's like one person, and then like I sit there for like 2 minutes and then whatever. And I also, oh man, I've learned the like cheaty way to get a haircut faster. You can check in online, and if you check in online, you just completely cut the line of all the people that have already checked in person. So like I usually check in online like 5 minutes before I show up, and then roll in there and they're like, oh, let's check you in. I'm like, already checked in online. And then they're like, oh, are you Anthony? I'm like, yep, because apparently no one else does it. Then I just sit down, and then they call me, and then like 4 people turn to me and are like, hey, I checked in before this guy. And I'm just like, check it online next time. Sucks to suck. But yeah, it works well for me, so okay, so we're gonna partition the string with our partition, which is useful because it's gonna grab this chunk into ns, gonna put a space into this underscored variable, and it's gonna put this thing into opt_s, even though this has spaces in it. This one does not have spaces, but this one does. So we can make a map here, deal with increment to op.increment, deal into new stack is op.new, and cut is, oh, new doesn't have an argument. It's just a flip. It is just a flip. Okay. Huh. Well, that's a little bit annoying. It's fine though. It's not terrible. Actually, we can probably do this without any parsing. We'll probably just do this in order. So we don't need all this. We don't need all this over engineering. What are we doing? This is advent of code. We can just fucking YOLO this. If line is equal to deal into new stack. Yeah, like that. That's what we can do. Okay, what did they say here? After shuffling your factory order deck of this many cards, what is the position of card 2019? Okay. List range 1006. Was it 1007? Yeah. XRM34 says, what language is this? Recursive chat says Python 5, which actually, oh, what channel was that in? Was that in work Slack? Song is loud. Let me turn down this song slightly too. Whose volume is so inconsistent. Oh, fine. So one little pixel higher. There we go. I think that was in the work memes channel. Oh yeah, here we go. Someone sent this and tagged me in it.
He's got a better grasp on Python 6 malware encryption than anybody at the DE. He's got a better grasp
Python 6 malware encryption? Yeah, we're writing Python 6 malware. JJXKO says, you like Nano over Vim? Yeah, I do. Deal with it. And actually, I'm working on my own text editor right now. This is, oops, that's not what I wanted. This is my text editor called Babby, which is essentially like kind of a nano clone that will eventually be better. But it's not quite there yet. But it kind of works. This is, I don't know. Some of the stuff it can do is like highlight. You can actually quit it like Vim, which is a little bit memey. I also implemented some commands like you can do sort, which is kind of nonsense there. You can also do undo and redo. There's all sorts of things, but I'm eventually going to finish up my text editor and then stop using Nano. Getting my feet wet with Python this year is a goal. How familiar are you with it? Too familiar. Spent a lot of time working on Python. Let's see. Deal into a new stack. Create a new stack of cards by dealing the top card of the deck. So this is flipping the deck. Finally, pick up the new stack you've just created and use it as the deck for the next technique. To cut end cards, take the top end cards off the top of the deck and move them as a single unit to the bottom of the deck, retaining their order. Okay, so that just retains the same thing. You've also been getting pretty good at a version of this technique where n is negative. In that case, cut the absolute value of end cards from the bottom of the deck and put them on the top. Okay. So actually, I probably shouldn't be using a list for this. I should probably be using a deck. Given this operation, which will be super efficient with the deck because it's really just moving a pointer. To deal with increment ends, start by clearing enough space on your table to lay out all the cards individually into a long line. Deal the top card into the leftmost position, then move n positions to the right and deal the next card there. If you would move into a position past the end of the space on your table, wrap around and keep counting from the leftmost card again. Continue this process until you run out of cards. What the fuck? What is that supposed to mean? Deal with increment 3. Oh, I see. How much space on the table do you get? There's enough space on your table to lay out all of the cards individually in a long line. Oh. So you have a table that's 10,006 or 10,007 cards long, I guess? With increment 3. Yeah. Okay. So this doesn't seem hard, but we're probably gonna have to do something clever in part 2 to make it fast. So I'm just gonna go with like the naive solution with list and go with that. So this is a sneaky way to make a new list that's the same list, but in actually, does list have a reverse? I don't think it does. Well, maybe it does. Oh, okay. That makes it even easier. It has an in-place reverse. That's convenient. Okay. Not so bad. If op_s is equal to cut, how does cut work? Cut means we have to slice 2 parts and swap them. Let's see. Where was the cut with the negative? Cut 3, so let's say we have this. Damn it. List range 10. So dec colon 3 and dec 3 colon. Is that? Is this the right operation there? Yes. And then what about negative? Cut -4. Does this produce the right operation? It does. Okay. Python makes this problem a little bit easy. Dec colon n plus dec. Alright. N colon plus dec colon n. Okay, so that operation's not so bad. This one is kind of annoying. Hey, what's up, Knowledge? Yeah, I did get a haircut. My hair, I got most of them cut. There's probably one or two that didn't get cut. Actually, I don't know. I think they did a pretty good job, or a reasonable job. It was fine, I guess. I don't know. Haircuts, I don't really give a shit about. It was just getting annoying. I was running and like my hair was like hitting me in the eye, and I was like, don't really like that. That's not the best. That was a pun. Oh no. You've had a haircut. Wait, I'm missing it. What was the pun? Did I make a pun? I think I made a pun. Alright, what is the trick here? Positions on the table which already contain cards are still counted, they're not skipped. Of course, this technique is carefully designed so it would never put 2 cards in the same position or leave a position empty. Oh, I made the pun about having more than one haircut. Yeah. Okay. This one is weird. What is the trick here? Knowledge says, are you gonna have plugins in Babby? Maybe. I don't see why not. I already have some ideas on like some that I would want to implement. Especially like macros and such. Like there's this operation there's this operation that I do all the time. I'll just show you an example. Your function here? Yeah. So sometimes like you add a parameter to a function that makes the parameter line too long. And so I do this operation all the time where I do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then put a comma here, and then do that. And it would be awesome if I could just press one key or press like colon, arg thing, or who fucking cares? It would be nice if I could automate this. So I made a syntax error. And there's a comma there. Because I spend more time than I care to admit doing that stupid operation. Yeah, I should just use an auto formatter that does it for me. But they all kind of suck, in my opinion. But that's just me. Alright, I'm a little confused about this operation. Like, is there something simpler about this? Or am I just like... Or do I just do it, I guess? Yeah, with auto farmers, once I got into them, the suckiness was overridden by all the time I saved arsing around with formatting. Yeah, no, I love auto formatters. I just don't like the ones that do it poorly. And all the ones that seem to reflow syntax seem to do it poorly, like Yap and Black. They both frustrate me. Oh, I should be able to write a test using this. Oh, except... Except never mind, because... I guess I could make a separate function. For typing import in. What am I doing? Okay, so this will allow me to do some operations, and so we can do the various test cases that we had. So we had cut, we had deal into new stack, and that should give us, instead of 0, it'll be 9 counting down. We did cut 3, we should this did cut -3, we should get what, 7, 8, 9. Think. And then what is this last operation? Hey, what's up, Tofu? How's it going? Knowledge says, the reason I asked about plugins is that I just got so fatigued by Vim's plugin ecosystem. Yeah, Vim's plugins are, I mean, you can use like, what is the thing that everyone uses that manages them, and it kind of works alright. Deal with increment 3. Yeah, you can like kind of use their stuff and it kind of works. I don't know, but I feel you, like plugins kind of suck unless they're done well. I think the way Babby plugins will work is they'll just be like you pip install babby dash something and it just kind of works. At least that's the plan. I don't know. Assert do deck s. 10 equals expected. Right. S is not. Should be input S here. Okay, so the deal with increment one is broken because I didn't implement it. Okay, so that kind of works. Knowledge says, "Damn, I have a moratorium on using pip for globals." Yeah, I don't use pip globally either. In fact, if we look for pip, I don't actually have pip installed. I have Python pip wheel installed, but this is because I need, well, I don't actually need this either. No, aptitude, why this thing? Because Python 3.6-vm depends on it, and I don't actually use this either. I also don't install virtualenv locally. So what I do is I curl this script that I wrote. Just a short script. It contains a link to PyPI. I should be able to get rid of this pretty soon. We're working on a way in PyPA to automate this, so I won't need this like bootstrapping script. But basically, what it does is it downloads the virtualenv source, extracts it, checksums it, and then runs it. And so I've used that to make a virtualenv inside my home directory. And then inside that, I have installed a number of things. And then I symlink those. Oh, I wonder why that's broken. Huh. I guess there's no Go doc in. Anyway, I gotta actually, let's fix that while I'm thinking about it. Otherwise I will forget. Workspace, personal puppet. Modules, desktop, manifest, go. And then file, home, ace bin, go doc. Ensure absent. But yeah, I don't install pip globally either. That's still more work than I'm willing to do. You can also use pip install dash just local, and that'll install into your home directory. Oh great, now I gotta type 2 passwords. Alright, we're back. So this should delete that symlink for me. I automate all of my package installations in my home directory. Okay, so part 1 was not so bad. Part 2 is gonna be terrible, though. It's gonna be like, alright, now run this 100,000 times. That's gonna be awful. Alright, that wasn't so bad. Now you have, holy shit. God damn. Now you have a lot more space cards. And you shuffle this many times in a row. Okay. We're gonna apply some of my normal approaches to doing this, but let me make sure this is finished first. Whew. Hey, what's up, Catherine? How's it going? Glad the show I had to watch ended so I could tune it out. Nice. Oh, Puppetland, you're so good. I'm so glad you fixed it for me. I didn't have to think about it. Code formatters are great. Cool. Knowledge says, what I meant to say is I'm not using most package managers because it becomes too much physics department to remember what's going on, and I think to remember to update, stack, go, cargo, etc. Only using npm and apt at the moment. Fair. Oh. Apparently there are changes upstream. What are we at now? We upgraded Go. What did we do here? Fix convergence when Python 3.5 is missing. Oh, and I replaced 3.5 with 3.9. And I upgraded PyPy. So I guess we'll apply those changes. Although I know the latest PyPy is broken. Oh, psychic debt. Okay. Psychic debt and physics department are very close to each other. Yeah, this'll run and do some stuff. Hopefully it succeeds. Okay. So that's part 1. Day 22, part 1. Oh, we need to also run it a bunch of times. Okay, so we have to like hilariously micro-optimize this program. So that's going to be fun because it's already kind of slow. But I have some ideas. Well, I know how I usually do these kind of problems. I usually look for a recurrence pattern and like run it until it loops once and then mod and then run it some more. Imagine a building where the two are next to each other, right? That would be pretty wild. Let's see, day 22, part 1. Okay, so what I usually do for these problems, of course, it's showing white space. What I usually do for these problems is run them for some amount of time and then see if they repeat themselves. I don't know that that will happen here, so I'm gonna try and just run it and see how long it takes to do like one iteration. Because this will burn until the end of the universe, for sure. So, yeah. So let's see. We need a way to seed the deck as well. And here we go, we're gonna do that operation again. That re-indenting. So if deck is none, then deck is that. Actually, we'll always pass the deck in. So maybe we don't need to do this. Maybe it fits on one line now. Yeah, it very much fits on one line now. We don't have deck size anymore. Maybe we compute that up here. Yeah, let's do that. Is star to declare optional parameters? No. So star is to declare keyword only arguments. Actually, let's give you a few functions to compare. Pring. Okay, so in F, Y is a required argument that must be named only. If I do F12, it'll say that it only takes one positional argument, but I give it 2. That means that Y must be named only. So if I do y equals 2, we get this one. With g, it is a named only argument, but it has a default value. So you can do g1, and that'll keep it as 5. If I try and do it as a positional argument, it'll complain. But if we pass it as a named argument, it will work. H doesn't have any constraints on x or y. They can be positional or named. So you could do h x and y equals 2, or not x. You actually can do x equals 1 as well, and you can do that with f as well. X equals 1, y equals 2. There's no constraint, like this doesn't have to be a positional argument, it's just conventionally one. In Python 3.8, which I guess we can show in a second after I show you this one. And this is like positional or named with the default. So I of 1, 2 works, I of 1, y equals 2 works. Even out of order, y equals 2, x equals 1 works. Does this work? No. Okay. Didn't think so. In Python 3.8, there's a new positional only arguments, which I don't find positional only arguments useful at all. And I can never remember the fucking syntax. I think it's... Is it this? Yeah. So this first argument cannot be used as a named argument. Got some positional only arguments passed as keyword arguments. So this requires that A is never a named argument. It was added because it's possible in C, but not really in pure Python. There's like a few edge cases where it improves readability, but I don't know. It's one of those features that like I don't think I'll ever use. Push this up while we're doing that. Okay, let's see how long it will take to do one shuffle of the deck. What number is on the card that ends up at position 2020? Oh, the number on the card at position 2020. Okay, so let's see how long it takes to do one shuffle. Oh, fuck me. We don't have enough RAM to do this. Oh. Wow. Okay. Oh, that's not so bad. Okay, that actually makes... Because there's a memory constraint, that actually makes me think that the problem's a lot easier. Yeah, the problem is way easier. Okay. So we really only care about tracking the position of the 2020 card. Yeah. Okay. Only care about tracking the position of the 2020 card. Yeah, that actually makes this really easy. Let's see, do deck S. It starts out at position 2021, right? No. Duh. All right. The index is equal to the value. Okay. So we only care about the position of that. Okay, this one's not so bad. And we'll use the same recurrence pattern there. Cool. So we don't need deck size. Oh, I guess we do need deck size. Of course we need deck size. Where is that number? Okay, so if it's deal into new stack, the new index will be the reverse, so the len minus the current index. Right. So let's say we're tracking the 2. The len is 6. 6 minus 2 is 4. Minus 1? Let's see. 1 becomes... Or is it just the negative? It should just be len minus... 6 minus 1 plus 1. 6 minus 2 is 4 minus 1. Okay. Why am I having a hard time thinking about this? Okay, so the 0th one becomes the last one. This is dead simple, but my brain is hurting for some reason. Yeah, okay. Deck size minus current index minus 1. Okay, for a cut. Cut is going to be tricky. Well, not as tricky as this one, because there's some trick here that I just don't know yet. Oh, actually, the position of this one's actually easy. This one's easy too, I just need to think about it. Alright, so if we do positive cut, this is cut 2, I think? So the position changes by negative times the cut amount? Does that work for negatives though? Started at position 2 and moved up 2. About -3. Did it move up 3? Yeah, what about -4? Did it move up 4? Mod 6? 2 plus 4 is 6, 0? Yeah, that looks right. So IDX equals IDX minus n, and then mod deck size. Let's say we cut with 4 positive. It was at position 2, so 2 minus 4 mod 6. Position 4. Cool. Okay. That one's done. This one is the tricky one. It's actually not that hard. It's the current index times n mod whatever, I think. Like, what was the cut example we had here? For the deal with increment thing. Okay, so I want to predict the position of 3 with an increment of 3. So 3 times 3 is 9. Mod 10. So this one should end up here. Do we end up there? We're plus 1. 3 times 3 plus 1? Maybe? Yeah, right, because we put the first one here. Let's try the position of 8. 8 times 3 is 24, plus 1 is 25, mod 10 is 5. So it should end up at the 5th position. And it ends up at the 5th position, but... Oh. Maybe I don't plus 1. Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't need a plus 1. Because this is the 10th spot. Wait. This is index 9. Right. 3 times 3 is index 9. Which ends up here. Yeah. And 8 times 3 is 24. Which is index 4. Which is here. Sweet. And 7 times 3 is 21. Index 1. So it should be here. Cool. Okay. Cool. Cool. So then IDX equals IDX times n mod deck size. That should be pretty fast. Do that computation. Where is there a len deck? Go. I don't have linting it yet. Okay, so that's very fast. So now we need to do this a bunch of times. This is too many times. Really, we just have to do it until... We have to do it until it gets back to index 0, or index 2020. While IDX does not equal 20... Well, we gotta do it once. And some dots. Just in case. So this should give us the recurrence pattern. Maybe will not. Well, that's taking quite a long time to loop, so maybe it won't loop. Maybe it does loop, but after a very long time, so maybe I have to find a pattern. Or not a pattern. Maybe I have to see how much it modifies it by. Will that always be a constant? Hey, what's up, Knackle Eric? Did not expect to stream today. Yeah, right. I never stream on Thursdays. Thursdays is a weird day for me. Okay, so I don't think we're gonna get a loop. Let's not do that. Count this out real quick. Let's do it 100 times and see what happens. Actually, let's do it 30 times. Oh, these numbers are so big that it's so useless. Oh, fuck me. Oh, these are the same. Oh. Oh, I know why. Because it prints the index at the end twice. Never mind. I thought I was like, oh, we found it. That's the answer. Wouldn't that have been fun? But no, it prints it twice at the end because it returns that value. The difference is always the same, or is not always the same. Kind of expect, well, I didn't really expect. Huh. This will take some more thought. Interesting. I guess this is why this one's a tricky one. Part 1 was easy peasy though. Part 2 is shaping up to be a bit wild. At least I've made the first leap so far. Because doing this many loop iterations will take forever. What other ideas do I have here? This song's usually loud. Okay, we fixed the volume right. Okay. Hey, what's up, Mindful Fox? Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. There's some other weird guy in his place that has short hair. And is way less funny. Huh. Yeah, this one's a tricky one. I thought it might loop or something. What else is it gonna do instead, though? Hmm. Now, I bet... Is this int code again? No. It's not int code. If it was int code, we'd be done, right? Int code's easy peasy at this point. This is a weird deck shuffling thing, which part one's straightforward. It's just like implement these 3 operations. One of them is a flip, one of them is a cut, and one of them is a interleaving shuffle. And that's not so bad. But part 2 is like, and you start with a deck of 10,000 cards or something like that. Part 2 is you have this many cards, and you shuffle this many times. And the jumps that I've made so far... The jumps that I've made so far is we're looking at the index of... Well, the answer is the index of the 2020 cards. So we actually don't give a fuck about any of the other cards. And actually, part 1 I could have done the same way. So like, I could have made the same optimization for part 1, so it was way faster, not super slow. Because my part 1's actually pretty slow. But yeah, so I made these optimizations. So when we do a flip, this is a flip. When we do a cut, this is a cut. When we do a interleaving shuffle thing, this is the interleaving shuffle thing. So I've gotten it down to just playing with one integer. Problem is, and my thought was going to be that this would loop after a while, and then we could just mod and call it a day, but it does not appear to be looping. Maybe I could run it in PyPy and small. Yeah, the problem with looping is like there's these many positions that it could end up into, and seems to have just been like jumping around to random ones. It's possible it will loop. Let me pursue the loop again, just because I don't think I maybe didn't do it right. Maybe it gets to like maybe it doesn't do a full loop, but maybe it gets to a point where it like oscillates or something. What's the output? Card at a certain index? Yeah, I eventually need to find. Oh wait, fuck. I'm doing it wrong. This is the part 1. Shoot. Yes, you're right. I have the wrong output. I was doing the part 1 logic. I was optimizing part 1 for no reason. We actually need to find the 2020th card, right? What number is on the card that ends up at position? Shoot. Okay, so my optimization doesn't work. But we can... Oh, that's actually really bad. That's actually really bad. That throws this whole thing for a loop. Let me optimize part 1 then. Since I wrote the code for it already. Since I did part 1 already, do deck fast. I don't want to lose this clever code. Compute fast. Yeah. Way faster. Way faster. I think this one. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Add faster solution. Day 22, part 1. Okay, but that means we're back to the drawing board. We don't even have any jumps for part 2. Because part 2, we want to figure out what ends up at position 2020. Not where 2020 is. So somehow we need to figure out a way. Somehow we need to figure out the value at that position after these operations. Wonder if there's some way to collapse this input down so it's faster. Even then... Even then, I don't know. It's like reversing a deck. You're mapping all of the cards into new positions. And like, after one reverse operation, I can tell you what would be in position 2020. But... but then, like, we would have to remember that we've reversed once. Yeah, like, I think as soon as I run a cut, like, then I don't really... You kind of need to know all of the positions of everything. But clearly you don't, because otherwise this problem is completely unsolvable. Because I can't even make an array that contains this many elements, is the first thing. So there's some wild trick here that I just have to figure out. I'm sure if I think about it, I'll get it. Card at position 20. One wrong move with this many cards and you might overflow your entire ship. How large is this in memory size? Fuck. Okay, so if we were somehow to plot this, it would be almost 1 petabyte of integers. Assuming, oh, I guess... Which one's in 32? No, yeah, those are in 64s. So, yeah. Clearly there's a trick, because I don't have a petabyte of RAM. Oh. Okay, so if we're just looking at the 2020th position, okay, I think I kind of get it. So let me open up my trusty paint here. We'll draw ourselves a grid like we tend to do. Oh boy, that's not what I wanted. That's also not what I want. Parents. And yes, we're going to be copy pasting that defect over and over. And my lines are slightly off, so sorry, RIP everyone's OCD. Lines and F boxes, whatever. Okay, so let's say that we're looking... Actually, I think my math before is similar to what I want. Let's put some numbers in these boxes. We'll draw them with red and a brushy brush. Sure. We'll make it thick. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Whatever. Paint in Linux, right? Yeah, what is this? What is this MS Linux paint? Actually, there's this really cool website. jspaint. What is it? I thought that's what it was. jspaint.app. Here's a browser version of Paint. And it's old school Paint too. So you have like nice things like the brush tool, which they've slowed down, which is good because the rendering of this brush tool in Paint used to be based on your processor clock speed. So if you took this program and ran it on like modern hardware, it would just be like instantly a circle. Instantly you would go to this. But now they've at least slowed it down, which is nice. And like even the save and stuff works pretty well. It's pretty nice. Does zoom work? Man. Oh, I remember that being really annoying. If you double click on zoom, it just like zooms out. But you want to do this, and then you want to switch to this tool. Yeah. Does the font work? Oh. Oh, look at that ugly anti-aliasing. Oh, whatever. But anyway. All of the like normal Paint things work pretty well here. Oh, they even... Whoa, what? The fuck is this? Oh, is this actually a website? Is this a web page? No. This is the color? Wait, I'm so confused what is going on right now. Is this actually another window, or is this the... My mind is like blown right now. Is this the Windows picker, or is this some like website thing? It looks exactly like the Windows one, and it's not letting me click off of it, so it makes me think that it's like some sort of like, I didn't know you could open a native color picker. Like, and if we look at Chrome, there's no separate window for this. So what is this thing? How did I get to that? Oh, I double clicked on this. What is it, F12 to open DevTools? Yeah, there we go. How does that work? I mean, well, one way to find out is, does it work? Does it work in Linux? Because it couldn't open a native dialog in Linux, right? Surely there's no color picker native dialog there. Is it? You click on this? Maybe it is a native dialog. Maybe it only works in Chrome? Maybe it only works on Windows? Yeah, double click should have triggered it. Oh boy. Yeah, okay. So... very weird. I didn't know you could do that. Open color picker Windows web browser. I'm so confused. This is not that. All right, I'm not gonna look at this. My mind is blown right now. Okay. Anyway, just paint. None of that. Okay, back to this. Back to my realization. So let's say that we're looking at index 3 arbitrarily. A flip will just cause us to look at the third from the last index. These are numbered wrong. There should have been square box here. Started at 0, and then I gotta move my arrow. Brushy, brushy, brush, brushy, brush, brush. Okay, sorry. When I hear brushy, where's the brushy, brushy turtle? This one. This is what I'm like seeing in my head whenever I say the word brushy. Is this turtle? Brushy, brushy, brushy. But anyway. So now you can see part of the insanity. Okay, so starts at the third index. It will end up at here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is the reverse operation. I don't remember what it's called. Okay, so that one is still linear. We know, or like not linear. That one's still like a constant time thing that we can do. Cut. Cut. What does cut do? Let's say we're still looking at the third index to begin. We should have given this different colors so we know what is the ends. Brush. Cool. So, say we're starting at 3. If we do a cut that includes, so this is the new third index, is what I'm saying. So we don't actually need to track oh shit, maybe we do. I'm confusing myself. I thought I had it. It's really just a mapping of all the indices. So like, these map together now. These map together now. These map together. This one didn't move or whatever. Cut is a different mapping. Problem is though, if we do a reverse and then a cut, we need to shuffle all the values. I think. Okay, so let's say we did a cut 3. We're just gonna add 3 to this. Is that not what I had already over here? Oh, we're subtracting here. But if we cut 4, yeah, okay, so let's say we did a cut 3. We're grabbing these 3 and we stick them down at the end here. That means the new 0, 1, 2, 3, the new 3 index is actually here. So we added 3 to it. Patty says, okay, move my 2 access points to my network and this appears to be better. No lag. Nice. Okay, so cut 3, we're just adding 3 to the index. Problem is, if we've done a reverse first, and then we cut 3. Let's say we did a reverse, so maybe we should go to Python. We're gonna be looking at index 3. Say we did a reverse first. And we're looking at index 3. This should be length of x minus index minus 1. So this should be 10 minus 3 minus 1 should be 8. Wait. 10 minus 3 minus 1 is 6. So... But now we say that index is 6 because we've done a reverse. But it's the same list, we're just looking at the indexes differently. And then we do a cut of 3. That would add 3 to this, so we would do index equals 9. An x of 9 is 9, but I don't know that that's right. So we would do this, and then y b colon plus y colon 3. And then that at index 3 is not 9. It's very much not 9. Yeah, so that idea doesn't work at all. Fuck, man, I don't even know where to begin with this one. What number is on the card that ends up at position 2020? How many reverses do we have here? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We have an odd number of reverses. Right? An odd number of those. Yeah, because one thought that I have here is like these numbers are small enough that we're really only dealing with the ends of the list. So maybe we don't need to plot all the inner parts. Yeah, the problem is all of these deal with increment ones cause like a full reshuffle. Oh man, I was so confident after part 1. I was like, oh man, how could they possibly make part 2 hard? Now I'm like Uh... Also, there's no fucking way that a 3D printer, a series of 3D printers on a spaceship could produce this many cards. Because this number is hilariously large. It's just so astronomically large. Petabytes. Petabytes of data. Well, not petabytes. Almost 1 petabyte. Yeah. I might have to look at a hint. Mac says, is this real boomer hours, right? Yeah, when I was opening up Paint a boomer thing, because I really like Paint. Paint's kind of cool. I wonder if it's a Chrome versus Firefox thing. Let's try jspaint.app in Firefox. That didn't necessarily rule it out when I double-clicked on the thing here. Okay, so we can't double-click in Firefox. So maybe it's a Chrome feature. If we get anything on the console when that happens. No. Huh. Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Distracting myself. Let's see. So we can't have a full deck. Can't actually plot everything out. I know that so much so far. The reverse and then cut is what's really throwing me. I think that I can, maybe. Like, it's not... The hard part is this deal with increment. So what I'm thinking is that I take this list, and it's really, really long, but we kind of only care about certain portions of it. Let's say that we start by caring about this portion here. As soon as we do a reverse, we now care about this portion and this portion. If we do a cut, we take some chunk of this. We either take some chunk of this and stick it here, or we take some chunk of this and stick it here. Oh, that visualization worked out really well. So we're still really only maintaining these two ends, which is all fine until we have to do this other operation. This operation, which does all sorts of shuffling. Now, granted, in theory, I only need to know the first, like, 2020 positions. Can I work backwards? Can I figure out what they should have been based on that? I think so, because... Because when we did part 1, in the faster version of part 1, We were able to track the position of a single card. So could we go backwards from that? So could we go from a card, find its position? Or go from a position to find its card? I don't even know. I'm gonna have to look at a hint for this one. Because I'm really not getting this one. Like, this idea kind of makes sense to me, but even with that, we're looking for some sort of like, we would still do the same approach for finishing the problem, which is like find some pattern for what that number changes to be, and then apply that in a loop. Presumably it either always increases or always decreases or something like that. I don't actually know though. Does chat have any ideas? Chat probably, wow, someone in chat's probably already finished it. Multi-hex says anything that I've seen uses mathematical property. Well, I'm already using some like fun modular arithmetic a little bit, but still like not quite sure how that buys me anything. You don't want to give too much away. It's fair, it's fair. This is the song with the drop. There's the drop. Ah. Huh. One of my stock vendors just sent me tax forms, but I don't think I have any stocks with them. Why would they send me tax forms? Oh, I don't even remember my password. Access. Hey, what's up, Ethan? How's it going? Staring at code, not really understanding what I'm doing. Which is great. Maybe we'll look at a smaller data set and see if there's anything that happens there. Yeah, still not using a password manager. You got me. I did start looking into one over break, but I didn't check. That was one of the boxes I didn't check on my checklist. Sadly. So let's see. Let's see if there's anything interesting about this number first. That's the brushy. I use Bitwarden. I like it a lot. Bitwarden. I think you told me about this already. I think I already looked it up. Maybe. Oh yeah, I definitely looked at this. Huh. Yeah, maybe I'll check it out. Yeah, I still haven't picked one though. Is a number that cannot be written as a sum of 3 squares. It's about equal to 6 times the number of red blood cells in the human body. Huh. Who would have thought? It's prime. It's prime. I bet this number is prime too. Oh no, it couldn't have been prime. That was a 7. Yeah, okay, so was it? Yeah, it was 10,007. Okay, so those are both prime. What does that tell me? There's a MyPy community event Friday the 24th. Damn it! Man, every time there's like a MyPy event or a typing meetup, I always have something. I'm gonna be in Salt Lake City then, going skiing. Bummer. Right? Every fucking time. One of these times I'll get to meet you guys again in person. I think it's been almost 2 years since I've seen you, Ethan. Which is absurd. I am cursed. I am cursed. Although, are you gonna come to PyCon this year? Maybe I'll see you there. I already got my ticket. I need to get my flight still. Hoping to. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay, so prime. What does that tell us? There's a million properties of primes, right? All sorts of equivalence things. Where's the... There's an equation here. I think in particular we're looking for like modular properties of primes. Whoa, that looks cool. I don't know what it is. Okay. Maybe just scrolling through the Wikipedia page on primes is not helpful. Is that other number prime also? Tell me things about this number, Wolfram Alpha. That number is also prime. It's an odd number. You're right. You're right, Wolfram Alpha. It is an odd number. Huh. So the prime number of cards is necessary for this operation to not collide. It means that any of the numbers under it will deal into that nice pattern. The problem is like figuring out how those numbers transform, I think. How different are these numbers? Oh, this is such a nice... This is exactly what I wanted to see. A number line. It's not to scale, but... Oh, it is to scale. Yeah, it's representing the subtraction. The numbers are pretty different. Let's see, I'm gonna try and time box myself here before I start looking up stuff on this, or start asking for more advanced hints a la multi-hex. Because nothing's really coming to me. The second number being prime just seems arbitrary to me. I don't know how that's important to this problem. Well, I still haven't figured out how to do one iteration. Maybe I don't have to do one iteration, but I feel like I should. I really need to figure out a way to simplify this problem into a smaller problem. Somehow. But all of these ones just... I can't even do this first operation. How do I have a whisper? Oh, I see. The guy that I rated sent me a whisper saying thank you. So I said thank you back to him. So let's what am I doing? Here's a Python prompt. Fit on screen. 20 fits on screen. But 20 is not prime. 19 is prime though. We need a prime number in order for this to work. So reversing, that part's not so bad. We can figure out the nth position because it's just the nth minus 1 position. Length minus n minus 1 position of the previous one. For reverse. That part's easy. For cut, we need to know... We still need to know the previous data, but we only need to know one element of it, which is a position relative to the current position based on the amount that we cut. That's not so hard either, and we can do that with like a deck of some sort. AEQUE. Not deck like we're dealing with a deck. I mean, I guess we could have represented our deck as a deck, but... So that's one way to look at that. But the shuffle operation is I'll show Ethan's pun. Good, it's good. I like it. The shuffle operation is the one that's tricky. Finding the element that ends up in the 5th slot, for instance, is tough, I think. Like, say we shuffle by 5. Is the worst case. This is the last one that'll be placed? No. How do I how do I remember this? Represent this. This is gonna wrap is the problem. We'll just do none, whatever. It's gonna wrap. We can change the window size. Oh, I forgot to increment. Shit. Also, I forgot to sign in the right place. Look kind of cool though. This should have been IDX. But we gotta start over. That and this and print. We do kind of end up with a nice pattern. Kind of. But what does the pattern tell us? That's the thing. What, I set my index to 5? Those are all incrementing by 4. Hey.
But it's 2020 re. JK, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Snare Chops? Thank you for resubscribing. It is 2020, right? Re. Actually, speaking of re. Someone. I think Toddy sent me this in my chat. There's this repository which is in the user. Well, I think it's an organization called Re, and then a repository called Re, and it's just a bunch of programs implementing printing an R and then printing infinite E's, and it just reads forever. And so I was like, you know what, I can contribute to this. So using int code, which is the made-up programming language for Advent of Code, I implemented an int code implementation of re. It turns out to be really, really simple to implement. It's what, 3 opcodes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 integers. So it's not bad. But it does in fact work. If you use, for instance, day 21 part 1 to run it, it will print re. I cut off the output. It presumably goes forever. However, I haven't quite solved the halting problem yet. One day. Yeah, so that's why I forked that, Catherine. It was purely for the lulz. I also watch my GitHub feed like a hawk, which no, I see all of you pressing that star button. Oh, this one's a new one. This guy works at Yelp, but he does. Apparently, he doesn't use Nano, despite it being in his name. I don't know. Yeah, I don't actually know what text editor he uses. Probably VS Code. Oh, this guy works at GitHub because he has the GitHub hoodie. I don't know. Yeah, I do look through my timeline and click on people that star and follow and stuff and see what they're up to. I find that interesting. It's easy to get GitHub hoodies? Oh, it's the ones with the like thing on your arm. Those are the staff hoodies, I think. I don't have a GitHub hoodie. I have a GitHub t-shirt. I actually really like my GitHub t-shirt. It looks so good. This is my GitHub hoodie. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it's very subtle. It's even more subtle in person. The camera makes it look a little bit more pronounced, but good. Okay, yeah, back to not. Thank you again, Snare Shops. On the topic of tech swag, I never got my Hacktoberfest hoodie. That's unfortunate, Knackler. Are you in the US? I could have sworn you were in the t-shirt, yeah, not hoodie. I could have sworn you're in the US. So I feel like you should have gotten it, because I got mine. I got mine very quickly. Wow, I can see how many messages you've sent in chat over time. That's wild. Snare Chops has sent 53 messages in chat. Ethan has sent, oh, it just says 999 plus for Ethan. Hey, what's up, Art again? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Catherine says, I got 2 GitHub t-shirts, or shirts while I toured GitHub during GitHub Universe. They were kind of picked over by them. Oh, yeah. I got mine at GitHub Universe as well. Awesome. Mindful Fox has over 1,000 messages too. Nice. Honey only has 709. We gotta pick up the pace. Oof, I'm a bad viewer. No, it's fine, Snare Chops. I still appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know what chat messages mean at all. Okay, good. Sarcastic Dante is over 1,000. My bot is over. Wait, no, that was me. Wait, I'm over 1,000 in my own chat? That's pretty lame. That's pretty lame, self. Why would you? But of course my bot is over 1,000 because it's spammy as all hell. About now. Oh, now it is only at 627. Gotta pick up the pace. Anybody has the most messages in his own chat, right? I don't know why I have so many messages. I don't post that often in chat. I guess when I was testing my bot, I probably posted a lot. I probably post like 2 or 3 messages a stream. See, how many streams have I done? I have them neatly laid out. Let's see, I recorded 84 streams in 2019. I actually did more, but wasn't recording until the end of January. So there's probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 other streams that I did that. Well, probably fewer because I think I really only did weekends then. And 2020 I've done 3 streams. So I don't know how I have that many messages. I don't know, they probably add up quickly though, so who knows. Okay, this problem. I don't know. So I'm open to hints, and we'll be opening the subreddit soon to look at it because I really don't know. This one seems pretty tricky. And there's probably some math trick that I'm just not quite understanding. I do like see pattern here, but I'm not super sure on what this is. Multi-Hext says, is there anything in common with the way you modify the index? Do they fall under some category? How you modify the index. So these are my 3 3 operations before. This was just tracking a single card though, so this is not super useful. I wonder if this one can be rewritten modularly. What is, let's see. 5, wait, no. 5 plus deck size. Subtracting deck size might work. So let's say the index was 5. Well, that 5 is a bad one. Let's say the index was 3, and then we're reversing it. So we should get 10 minus 3 minus 1. I think you need to be more abstract here and way more mathy. Don't let the hints mislead you. Yeah, I definitely have to be abstract here because we can't even serialize the data structure to begin with. So I know I have to be abstract. And I know it has to be, well, it doesn't have to be. It's almost certainly something to do with the primeness. I just don't know yet. That doesn't, of course that's 10. Where are the prime numbers coming from? So the number of cards is prime. We know that so far. And the number of times I have to run it is prime, but I don't know that this is super relevant. And not all of these inputs are prime. Like these, they don't have to be. They're relatively prime to the size, so it doesn't really matter. Is there a name for transformations that only shift and scale? I don't know the answer to that. Probably because I don't know enough math, but I'm gonna be embarrassed about that. So I'm probably, given that question, I'm probably never going to get this myself. So I'm probably best to read someone else's explanation of it. It's a little unfortunate. Aim for transformations that only shift and scale. Hey, what's up, Ron4X? Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. So I think what you're saying is like we're taking like a shape. Taking a shape. Where's shape? Shape. And then reversing it would change the shape to look like this. The reverse is easy. I don't know why I always start with reverse, because that one gets me into this like, oh yeah, definitely down the right track. The cut is if you're thinking about like a circular plane or a circular, I don't know, existence. Line black. Let's say we did a cut. We would take this and translate it. We need to imagine these boundaries here. Our axis. So if we do a cut, we're doing a translation, which is going to wrap around these boundaries. Hey, what's up, Psycode? Welcome back, friend. Uriel says, what are you working on today? Well, I'm still working on Advent of Code. I'm on day 22, part 2. And I really have no idea what I'm doing. Oh, the how is a reference to a clip. Oh. Okay. I don't know which clip that is, though. Anything I've seen uses properties of eighth? I don't even know what that word is. Geometry and F. How do I even pronounce this?
Affine or affine.
Affine or affine. Affine. Sure. A person related to one by marriage. Assigning finite values to finite quantities. Oh, the Evanescence one? Nice. I think I've seen uses properties of affine transformations and their ability to be composed. Any pair of points PQ in A for the translation to B, then a function over P, the vector produced by the function of P and the function of Q is equal to symbols F determines a linear transformation. This symbol that I don't remember the name of. Chi? No, I don't remember. Which letter is this? An image. Fact. Math fallback inline. Render. Where's the accessibility? It's phi. Phi. No, I didn't say pi. I said phi, or phi or whatever. Or Kai. I think I said Kai with a K. Oh, the Evanescence one. I'm attempting Lua with Roblox Studio for the 3rd time. Nice. Ethan. Right? I don't even remember which one it is now. Was it Phi? Yeah, it's Phi. Okay. Linear transformation Phi such that it's Phi, yeah. You fucked up. It's all good. I didn't remember it either, so. No, it's Psy. Right, Psychode? Whoa, there's this squished python? What? How did you do that? The transformation. Oh yeah, I guess that is one of the ones. You can grayscale them too. The Pythonk Thonk is pretty good. What does it show up here? Oh, of course it just shows up as the name. That is a fine transformation you did there, right? Right? Oh. This is way over my head. So what I think I'm understanding is we have 2 points. P and Q from A. And what is this doing now? F determines a linear transformation. An affine map. So F is the map. Map on the points that acts linearly on the vectors. That is, the vectors between the points of the space. Alright, so we know how to do this mapping. That part's not so bad, I guess. But this is this function here, what? This fuck, what was it? Phi? Yeah. Google me and the boys entering the public static void. Alright. Let me do it off screen first. Me and the boys entering the public static void. Images. Wait, there's so many of them. Is it this one? Is this the one you wanted? Well, we lost it. Fuck! What kind of garbage ass? Here we go. Java be like, yeah. I still don't understand the original for this meme. But that's probably because I'm old. I'm not hip with the kids. Stop playing music? No, okay, you're still going. So what this is saying here is that there's some function that will determine the points, maybe, from the resulting point. Well, the X says, yes, kind of. Basically, you're working in the space y equals mx plus b mod L, where m is your scale amount and b would be your shift amount. I'm just like completely ruining my face right here. AKA, you can represent your transformation as composed linear transformations. Psychode. He's helping me. It's fine. The me and the boys meme, it's derpy, so basically it's just saying things you do when you're out with the boys. Okay. Alright. And then just like shitty photoshops over those 4 individuals. I guess I can kind of understand that. Origin O in A is chosen and B denotes its image, f of O is B, and this means for any vector x, that we can find any relative point. I prefer the cracking a cold one with the boys meme. Yeah, that one, that, I think, isn't that the one that I know? Cracking a cold one with the boys. I think I'm more familiar with. Although, wait, where's the original? Why is the original not even on here? I don't know. I'm gonna go with the short of it is you can find some function that represents all the transformations and compute the inverse of that function to get to your solution. Okay. Sounds cool. But thanks for the hints. I'll think about that. We need to find all the functions, find their inverses. That sounds easy. Surely that can't be so hard. Sidecode says, can you give me feedback on my very work-in-progress browser game? I mean, if I can load it in my browser, sure. Also, I have chopsticks. That's what I'm playing with. I was eating pistachios with chopsticks because I don't want to get my fingers, you know, greasy or whatever. So eat them with chopsticks. You remember inverse modula from discrete math? Might be handy. I don't know that we got that far in discrete math. Our discrete math was super easy peasy, and then our foundation principles of computing was like, that class was awful. It might have been taught in there, so I might have just like completely ignored it. Oh. Click on the ice cube to break the ice. Press M to open the menu. The bar at the top displays your progress in opening the... Okay, cool. Go away. How do I break the ice? Am I supposed to just hold down? Oh, I am breaking the ice. Am I getting things? This is a cookie clicker? Oh god, what is this? What are the things behind here? What are those? Literally cracking a cold one right now. What are there's little things behind here. Right? I swore I saw them. Yeah, there's like a little blip here that shows very quickly. Coins. Oh, look, there's coins here. What are these supposed to be? Oh, coins. Damn, I got a lot of coins. Look at all these coins. Wait, are these all coins? What are all these things? Oh yeah, they're all coins. Damn, I'm rich. Nice. Good to know they were showing up. Yeah, I mean, I could only kind of see them as the animation glitched a little bit. The error. Failed to load resource. What resource did we lose? jQuery. jQuery comma JS. Well, I can see why jQuery didn't load. Still jQuery, right, Knuckle Eric? Man, people give me shit for using jQuery in 2020. Ethan says, hey, you don't need jQuery. Clearly not, right? I never used jQuery anyways. Well, clearly not, because you got a typo in your HTMLs. But is it React.js? Do you have the React? It's not React. I can tell. It's funny though. Oh, look at you used const. So edgy. And the Microsoft naming. That's not that much code. That's pretty cool. The CSS is probably the hard part though. Oh, key code. Can't you use, instead of having this like number here, there oh, it was clearly not that. Maybe it's capital? Yeah, you can use this to unhardcode that. Bro, I ask people why they don't use var and they say const is better and I use it and I get called out. No, there's currently like a let versus const war. Which people are raging about. Not it. There's like currently, I don't know, there's some like endless flame war about const versus let and which one's better. Turns out this is very controversial. Why I prefer const? There's one way to do it is a mental overhead to have to choose between let and const every time. A rule like always use const where it works lets you stop thinking about it and can be enforced by a linter. Reassignments may cause bugs. In a longer function, it can be easy to miss when a variable is reassigned. This may cause bugs, particularly in closures. Learning about mutation. Folks new to JavaScript often get confused thinking const implies immutability. Yeah, they should have picked a different name. Like const ref would have been better. However, one could argue that it's important to learn the difference between variable mutation and assignment anyway, and preferring const forces you to conform to this distinction early on. Meaningless assignment. Sometimes an assignment doesn't make sense at all. For example, with React hooks, the values you get from a hook like useState are more like parameters, they flow in one direction. Seeing an error on their assignment helps you learn earlier about the React data flow. Performance zone events. There are occasional claims that JavaScript engines could make code using const run faster due to acknowledge the variable won't be reassigned. This is bullshit because it could just notice that there's only one assignment. In the same way that a linter could notice. So this is completely false. Why not prefer const? Loss of intent. If we force const ever can work, we lose the ability to communicate whether it was important for something not to be reassigned. Confusion with immutability. This is probably the most important argument, I think, in my mind. In every discussion, someone confuses with immutability. In response, people are usually told that they should just learn the language. I'm really glad I found this this person's article. I'm not gonna assume they're gender. What the fuck? They have night mode for their blog? Why? Why? This is not easier to read. Going back to light mode. Okay, boomer. No performance benefits. Yeah, this is agreed. Agreed. My conclusion, I don't care. Yes. The pre-commit mantra. Use a linter so it doesn't fuck up your code review. Oh, now I'm behind in chat. My browser just had an error decoding the stream. That's weird. It's deeper than it needs to be. I use const for something that's non-infectious and I won't change. Man, programming is hell. Ethan says, I like const by default languages. I like const immutability const, not this reference immutability. I think reference immutability is not that helpful. I don't know. I would probably be on the let side of the war. Though, I don't actually care. Yeah, this is reference immutability. So this is like const pointer instead of pointer to const. In C, if we're talking about C. Then again, this is JavaScript, so yeah. Psycode says, I don't care, so I don't care. Perfect. Actually, sort of the CSS, by the way. Ooh, you're using IDs though. Someone's gonna come along and be like, you should use classes. Classes are better. But I don't know. IDs perform faster, so. Eh. Oh, look at this. Look at this transparency on your background. Wait, why would you even bother? It's the HTML tag. You could just scale these by 50%. Oh, I guess maybe like you get dark mode for free. Somebody changes. Anyway, I'm critiquing web development, and I've been a web developer forever, so clearly what I say is correct. Definitely correct. Definitely not wrong. Classes are better when I'm not selecting them in JavaScript, because with classes in JavaScript you get an array back, not a single object. You can just use query selector instead of query selector all. Like this will give you a single element, even if it's a class, if that class is unique. I'm not saying IDs are bad. To be clear. To be clear. Get elements by class name returns a list of them. Yeah, but get elements by class name is so 2001. That's such an old function. We're in 2020 where we use nice things like query selector. I know, get element by ID, you know. That's what you want. Like query selector is so much more powerful. Alright, I don't think I'm gonna figure out the rest of this today, so let's see. What time is it? 9:10? We'll probably continue this, and this is gonna be my day, what was it, 21, or was it 23? I think it was day 23 of last year. Where I spent 4 streams in a row working on it. This is gonna be my day 23. Yeah, day 23, part 2. That was the one that I struggled with last year. There's always one where it's like using stuff that I just don't really understand. But yeah. So I'm gonna leave myself some notes. Transformations as linear functions. Compose those. Something, discrete math knowledges for inverse of that. Shrugs? Last decade. Well, we want to continue being pedantic. No, we won't go there. I don't have time. I don't have time for that argument. Nobody has time for that argument. But yeah, okay. So it's 9:10. I gotta wake up early because I gotta go to work tomorrow. So I gotta do annoying. This week is performance review stuff ish. So we're basically just doing peer reviews and self-feedback stuff in basically this whole week. So this week is basically a wash at work, which is pretty shitty, but whatever. And tomorrow is not different. I've been procrastinating and I'm supposed to be done by tomorrow, but that's probably not happening. Fortunately, there's like an extension so I can do them on the weekend, but I don't really want to do them on the weekend. That sucks too. So yeah, anyway, long story short, I should probably get some sleep. But let me do my spiel. We'll get back to this eventually. I think, okay, yeah, we'll get to that. Okay, so if you liked what you saw and want to catch more content, there's a spiel, right, Knackler? Yeah, I need to just like roll an end slate and just like have it do this for me, because the amount of blabbering that I do here is not super interesting. But anyway, YouTube, if you want to check out previous streams, youtube.com/andtheRightsCode. I usually stream once a week on Saturdays. Today was sort of a bonus stream. I announce my streams in several places. One of them is twitter.com/codewithanthony. Sorry, Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I usually announce something like, "Hey, I'm gonna be streaming in 60 minutes. Come hang out with me." Including today's stream. This Saturday, my plan is to implement syntax highlighting for Babby on Saturday. So if you guys want to see that, I think it's going to be one of the more interesting streams that I'm going to do for a while. Syntax highlighting. Come check that out. We'll be doing some stuff with building, basically taking the spec for TextMate and building a parser and then a highlighter based on it. And I should be able to end up with kind of two reusable components there. One being a highlighting library that I can basically ship out, and then maybe it will replace everyone's usage of what the fuck is that library called? Pigments. Maybe it'll replace Pigments for some people. I don't know. I think people like their text editor highlightings better than Pigments does. But I should be able to build a Pigments-like library for one chunk of it, and then vendor that same code into Babby to do the syntax highlighting for the editor. That's the plan. We're not going to do any performance improvements. We're just going to do it as dumb as possible and see how slow it is. And when it's too slow, then we'll improve it. But that's the plan for Saturday. So we'll hopefully get some amount of that done. My plan, at least for that, is to implement the parser for diffs. It's the simplest one I could, well, it was the simplest one I could think of off the top of my head. But basically it's going to be transforming this into some code and running it and then applying some theme. We'll probably do whatever someone's favorite Visual Studio Code theme is. I think there's like Material Dark, or I don't know. There's one which last time I tried Visual Studio Code, everyone in chat was like, "You should use Material Dark, blah blah blah. It's the best one ever, blah blah blah." I don't know, but we'll probably use that one. Psycho says, "When will you add syntax highlighting themes?" No, that's what we're doing. That's exactly what we're doing. We'll be adding themes and we'll be adding highlighters. So there's two portions. There's two parts to it. There's the highlighter, or there's the syntax and there's the theme, and you compose the two to end up with a syntax highlighting. So yeah, that's the plan. is to compose those two. So yeah, check out that stream on Saturday. I will announce it on Twitter in the same way, and I will announce it in the Discord as well, assuming I remember. But yeah, that's all I've got for today. We didn't finish this, but we'll finish this another time. But thank you all for stopping by, and we'll go find someone to raid.